Hello everybody, welcome back to my little corner of this YouTube universe. I'm Dave and I hope you're having a great day. Well, I'm back after a couple weeks. I've been real busy, been having a lot to do at work, and by the time I get home I'm just too tired to turn on the camera and think of something to say. And I've plus had a couple other things going on outside of work that's been taking up a lot of my time. But everything's going good, and I'm back. Got a few things to show you here. It was a card show from 2 weeks ago, actually. The Hillard card show, one of my favorite local card shows here in the Columbus area, and had a great time there. Got to meet a couple viewers, and good time meeting them, and a lot of the great dealers at this show. So let's turn I'm not going to turn the camera around today. I'm too tired to mess with doing all that and editing this video. So I'm just going to show them off here, this camera. So I don't have to do anything else. Just have to upload this video when I'm done. So one of the dealers there, he had a stack of 1975 minis. I only had one 75 mini come before the show. That was the Tony Perez, and I picked up a good stack. They were cheap, and I don't know if I'm going to totally build the set, but I might go with my 70s Cincinnati Red sets. But first off is Cesar Geronimo. And we have Don Gullett. Sorry about the glare. And Tom Hall. Dan Dreesen. Pedro Bourbon. Then a couple of the 75 MVP cards, with this one, Frank Robinson and Roger Maris for 1961. Got 1972 MVPs with Johnny Bench and Dick Allen. We have Jack Bellingham, Tom Carroll, Gary Nolan, and finally the Bill Plummer. So good stack of those. I'll throw them in my binder, and I'll think about completing that 75 mini set. Thought about it before, but I've never really done anything but think about it. So then the same dealer had a few other cards that I picked up to go along with that. First one is a 1962 Post Serial of Wally Post. And then he had a few 50s Bowman cards. They're low grade, but I don't mind. This first one is a 51 Bowman Homer Dixie Howe. Like I said, it's got a big crease going through it, but my 50 sets are not going to be as pristine or as good as condition as my 70s and 80s and even some of my 60 sets. But next is 51 Bowman Kent Peterson. That one's got another little crease. And finally, 52 Bowman of Joe Adcock. See, I don't have very many Bowman cards for my sets. I'm doing good with my 50s, but I'm going to have to start concentrating more because Finally, or not finally, but next, I picked up 6 out of the 7 cards left for my 1960s Reds team sets. So I only have 1 card left, but first one here is a 1960 Billy Martin. Most of these I picked up from J.D. Hecklethorn, so Billy did play 1 year with the Reds. That's his only Reds card, but he's not even in a Reds uniform there, so. Next is Tony Gonzalez. It's not the tight end that played in the NFL for a few years. This is Whitey Lockman and Elio Chacon. Next is 2 out of 3 I needed for the 62 set. Both leaders cards. The first one is a 61 home run leaders with Orlando Sabeda, Willie Mays, and Frank Robinson. And the 61 home run leaders got Jim O'Toole. There you also have Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, and Stan Williams. So the only card I have left is 1962 Rookie Parade Catchers, and that has Bob Uecker on it. So that's going to be a couple $100, and I'll have to find the right copy and save up a little bit for it, but hope to get that sometime soon. I'm not going to be in a big rush, but I will get it to complete my 60s decade. Okay, I had to stop recording for a few minutes because my wife called and I can't ignore a call from my wife because I'm making a YouTube video. But back to what I was doing. Okay, next card I picked up was one of the cards for my T206 run set. And this is the Bob Bessler portrait. Of course, Bob was a fairly solid outfielder for about 5 years for the Reds. But he was well known for his speed. In 1911, he set the National League stolen base record with 81 stolen bases. That held up for 50 years until Maury Wills broke it. And that he has 2 cards in the T206 set, and I have the first one. It's hands above his head or something like that, fielding position, and then I got his portrait. So I think I have 7 cards left to complete the 23 card set. So real happy with that. And then I got 2 cards for my 1922 E120 American Caramel set. Saw them a couple weeks before at the Moeller Card Show. Henry Chappell had them, and I couldn't get them then. But I knew I was going to see them at the card show a week later, so I was able to pick them up here at Hillard. First one is John Gillespie. He only played 1 year in Major League Baseball for the Reds. I mean, he didn't even get a uniform there. They made him wear a coat. But this one's the one because it has back damage on it, but I don't mind. Good looking front. Like I said, he played 1 year. He had a 3-3 record in 31 games, a total of 77 innings, and that was the extent of his major league career. After that, he went back down to minors and played a few years later, but never made it back to the majors. And finally, it's one of the greatest pitchers in Reds history. and Orlando is a big fan and collector of him, but it's Adolfo Luque. He was, like I said, 12 years with the Reds, major player in the 1919 World Series championship. And let's see, his best year was in 1923, and he had a 27-6 record and a 193 ERA. He was an early Latin American player and paved the way for many other Latin American players. He was elected to the Reds Hall of Fame, and he had a total of 154 wins with the Reds. Like I said, this one also has a little bit of back damage, and it had a little bit of front paper loss too, but since I already had another Adolfo Luque card, I picked up his Yingling ice cream card a year and a half, 2 years ago. So this is my major Adolfo Luque card, but I was willing to go lower condition for this set. So that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully work slows down a little bit to where I'm not as tired and I can put out more videos. So until next time, peace.